The reason that was a lot slower than usual, because my goodness, that was an awful game of basketball to watch. The Raptors, I mean, they win a ball game, but holy smokes, could they have made it any more stressful? They win 93-92 to the Chicago Bulls there in Chicago tonight. Both teams on back-to-backs. Raptors are now 16-7 on the year. And, you know, look, to get back in the win column, was it pretty? Oh gosh, no. It was not a game that you want to put in the record books. That's for damn sure. But it is a win nonetheless. You got to take it for what it is. Was it pretty? No. Are you going to look at the video again? Yeah, only to make adjustments, not to, gloat about it, because that's not a game you want to look back on. Now, let's get to this game quarter by quarter here and see what happened. First quarter, both teams shoot the ball extremely well, 30-30 after one quarter of play, and a ridiculously bad call on the Zach LaVine three-point shot, but I don't know how it was a call, but nonetheless, 30-30 after one quarter. Second quarter, the Raptors offense can't do a damn thing. They only score 19. They only give up 21, but you're down by 2 at halftime. Can this team wake up offensively? I mean, they've been so bad. They're turning the ball over. They're getting wide open shots. They're making an extra pass. They're getting good looks. They're just not knocking down shots. Third quarter, the Raptors win it by 2. Yippee! We're tied heading into the fourth quarter. And in that fourth quarter to start, the Raptors can't do a damn thing. At one point, the Raptors are down by 8. Denzel Valentine had a great start to the fourth quarter for the Chicago Bulls. Gave him an 8-point lead, and we're sitting here like, are we actually going to lose 4 straight and lose to the Chicago Bulls and not even score 100? Heck, at that point, not even score 90? But then the Raptors go on a nice little run. They end up getting back into the basketball game. And then in the final minute or two of this game, Norman Powell takes over. He makes a couple of huge baskets in the last minute and a half to put the team up by 1. Then they make a shot and they're up by 1. Powell comes back down the floor and gives the Raptors the lead once again. And you cannot forget, look, everyone likes to yap Marc Gasol. And I get why, because he has not shot the ball well all year long. However, on that was it the last play? I think it was the second last play, if I'm not mistaken. What a defensive denial from Marc Gasol. I think it was Zach LaVine coming right at him, and he takes the contact and blocks it. What a denial from Marc Gasol to block it, and then for some unknown reason, Kyle Lowry is the one taking this last shot to try and put this game away. Why? I have no flipping idea. I will go back to what I said in the last time. Lowry took a big shot when he shouldn't have. Why was Norman Powell not the guy taking the shot? He's the reason they were up late in that basketball game. He made a couple big shots, and he doesn't touch the ball. Lowry goes ISO, drives, 3 guys go to him, and he thinks, I'm just going to put it up. And it hits the side of the net, the side of the backboard, and then it's their ball with 8.1 to play. A terrible play call. I don't know if that's Nick Nurse or if that's Lowry playing ISO. But I don't like that. I'd like to see Norman Powell taking a big shot in the dying seconds for once. Because he's shown me this season that he can be clutch. And you've seen over the last week or so that he has been great. He's one of the only Raptors that's been very good over the last little while. Powell ends the game with 17 points, 4 rebounds, shoots 7 of 16, which isn't great, and 1 of 6 from 3. But he made big shots late, had a couple steals in the ball game, 4 boards, 3 assists. Great job by Norman Powell. Meanwhile, Lowry's taking that last shot, 11 points on 3 of 15 shooting, 1 of 8 from 3. Why is he taking that last shot? I'd prefer Pascal over Lowry in that situation. You know why? Pascal wasn't hot, but he wasn't that bad. He was still 7 of 18 under 40%, which is still another glaring issue for us right now. But look, was it a pretty basketball game? Not even close. But it's a win. And I know people can be like, yeah, it's a win, but Lowry still sucks. He wasn't great today. I'm not going to... I kind of defended him in the last video because he dropped 26 and shot very well. Today, didn't shoot very well, took the last shot, missed it, and almost cost this team the game. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying trade Lowry. I'm not saying any of that kind of stuff. I'm saying right in this moment, after this basketball game, Lowry should not have taken that last shot. When you're shooting 3 of 15, 1 of 8 from 3, and you're clearly not feeling it, 11.7 boards, 7 assists for Lowry, you do not take that last shot. Powell, who's been big, that's the guy you want taking a shot. That's just my opinion. I'm going to hear your guys' thoughts on that. I don't know. All right, let's get through some stats here and kind of see what... The Raptors won this basketball game, shooting 38% from the field, only 24% from 3, and 69% from the free throw line. All 3 of those numbers are awful. Theirs just as bad. Somehow they shot, they shot 39%, 26% from 3, and 71% from the line. But the Raptors somehow found a way to win by 1. That's just the way it works sometimes. Rebounding, the Raptors did a really good job for the second straight game. 54-45 in favor of the Raptors in the rebounding category. 14-9 on the offensive glass in favor of Toronto. But again, you're not making shots. That's an issue. Assists. Again, the ball was kind of stuck a lot today. You got to give Chicago credit. They were flying around like crazy. A young team, right? They're going to fly around defensively, and you don't know what the heck you're going to see. But only 19 assists for the Raptors. We're not used to that. We're used to 20, 22, 25, and beyond. Now, 19 is not good enough. 8 steals to their 6, 9 blocks to their 4. Still 15 turnovers today. 17 in the last game, 15 today. Way too many turnovers. And against great teams, they will burn you almost every single time. Points in the paint, Raptors won 48-46. Second chance points, obviously 5 more offensive boards. You get 6 more points, 15-9 on the second chance points. Fast break, the Raptors lost it. They lost the fast break opportunities to the Chicago Bulls, 12-11. The Raptors had 11 points in the fast break, and they were getting stops. They just were not making shots. That was what the story was today, and it was not very pretty. It just wasn't very pretty. Points off of turnovers, we had 15 turnovers to their 14. Somehow we won on points off of turnovers, 19-17. But it was just not a very pretty basketball game, guys. It really, really wasn't. The Raptors did not shoot the ball well in every single way. Siakam, like I said, shot 38%, 22.6 boards and an assist, so 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 2 of 6 from 3, had a steal and a block, did Pascal. I didn't think he was terrible today. He was hot early on, but as the game went along, he just had a tough time making shots. And 38% from the field, 33% from 3. Not a very good night for Pascal, percentages-wise. Still, though, 22-6 isn't a terrible night for Pascal, but you want to see those percentages come up, especially since he's a high-volume guy. He's a guy that's going to take a lot of shots and make a lot of shots, usually, more often than not. OG Anunoby didn't have the game he had in the last one, but defensively, I thought OG was spectacular. 10 points, 5 boards, couple assists on 4 of 9 shooting, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 0 of 2 from 3, but he had 2 steals and 2 blocks. And he was a big factor in this game. +9 while he was on the floor was OG Anunoby. Now, let's get to Marc Gasol. Because everyone likes to yap Mark. Everyone wants to tell everyone to trade him, like they are Lowry, like they are anybody who has a bad start to a season or a bad game or whatever. 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists for Marc Gasol. Shot 4 of 7, 1 of 2 from 3. Had 2 steals and 4 blocks did Marc Gasol. +9 while he was on the floor. I mean, look, he shot over 50% from the field. He shot 50% from 3. He had 2 steals and 4 blocks. He was a +9 on the floor. Are you going to complain? If you are, there's the door. There's no door right here. There's a door back there. So, there you go. But Marc Gasol, I thought he had a great basketball game today. Defensively, he was incredible. He was all over it. Did not have anybody, a great play that I remember late in this ball game. Zach LaVine driving right into him, one-on-one, right? I mean, it was in the fast break, too. Zach LaVine in space, that's never usually a good scenario. But Gasol stands his ground, takes the contact, and what it does is he takes the contact, and LaVine has to, take some time to get that shot up. But in the meantime of him trying to get that shot up, OG Anunoby's flying in and gets the denial. It's that small stuff from Marc Gasol, especially on that play, that really shows his impact on this team tonight. He was great. He was electric. I love what we saw from him today. Now, we already talked about Lowry and his terrible numbers. We talked about Norman Powell, and I thought he was great in this one. And he's continuously showing me that he's been spectacular over the last little while. Look, the Raptors have not shot well since that Miami game. Norman Powell had 23 against Miami, 14 against Houston, only 8 against Philly, but 17 against Chicago. And in those games, He shot, where is it, Miami, 57% from the field, 50% against Houston, only 37 against Philly, but almost 44% from the field against the Chicago Bulls. Once again, guys, the only guy that consistently has shot well for this team during that 3-game losing streak and today. So I love what we've seen from Powell. I want to see it continue, though. Serge Ibaka was having a tough night offensively, 3 of 11 shooting. However, he grabbed 14 rebounds in 19 minutes. Big night on the glass for Serge. Like I said, 11 points, 14 rebounds, and an assist on 3 of 11 shooting, 4 of 4 from the line, 1 of 1 from 3, and no blocks, no steals, whatnot. But a -8 was Serge Ibaka. Excuse me, guys. And Ronnie Hollis-Jefferson, once again, guys, the bench doesn't really give you that oomph they gave you early in the season. Everyone's talking about Chris Boucher getting more minutes. He had a little bit more today. I thought he was all right. I thought he was pretty good. I'd like to see more run from Boucher. I don't know why Nick Nurse is... Whoa, I'm slapping everything. I don't know why Nick Nurse is kind of holding them back a little bit. I understand the center position is kind of crowded right now with Ibaka and Gasol, and especially the way Gasol was playing today, you wanted him out there. But, you know, Hollis-Jefferson played 17 minutes, had 6 points, 1 rebound on 3 of 7 shooting, had a steal in the ball game. And Chris Boucher played 14 minutes, had 5 points, 5 boards, shot 2 of 4, 1 of 2 from 3. He was a -9 on the floor. Again, you know, Chris Boucher defensively, other than blocking shots, I don't think he's there yet. And I think that's the kind of the big thing, right? When you have Gasol and you have Ibaka, those guys can play defense. Those guys can grind defense. With Boucher, he can block shots. We know that. We've seen it many times. But defensively, mano a mano, how is he? I don't really know quite yet from Chris Boucher. Terrence Davis, again, only played 12 minutes, had 2 points, 1 rebound on 1 of 2 shooting. Missed the 1 3 he took. It was a -6 while he was on the floor. And that one shot Terrence Davis did make was a tough shot with contact off the glass and in. So a great shot by Terrence Davis. But in the end, guys, it was a grinded out, gutty performance by Toronto on the road. Both teams were on back-to-backs. It was a sloppy game on both sides, but the Raptors found a way. I mean, look, good teams make wins sometimes, make bad wins sometimes. They sometimes happen that way, and that's exactly what happened tonight for the Raptors. But what we need to start seeing this team do is get back to what they used to do. Move the ball, get good looks, knock down your wide-open shots. This team was one of the best teams in the league in three-point shooting. Over the last 4 games, they're under 30% from 3. That is not good enough. That is not good enough. And, the next game for the Raptors, obviously, with this crazy stretch going on, you don't know what you're going to see from night in, night out. The next game for the Raptors, you got to shoot the ball better. There's no doubt about it. You don't, you're going to lose. You know why? Kawhi Leonard comes back home. I guess, not really home, but comes back to Toronto. Even though it's home here, Kawhi is always going to have a soft place in our hearts. And Kawhi makes his return to Toronto there on Wednesday night. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off there at Scotiabank Arena. Obviously, he sat today against the Indiana Pacers, and which means he will be in the lineup against Toronto on Wednesday. And it is going to be a crazy one. I am really hoping and praying, and I can't see why they would boo him, but I really hope Raptor fans give him a standing ovation, cheer like crazy. The guy deserves it. I know everyone's going to say, well, he left. He got up and left. He brought us a championship. And everyone say, well, it wasn't really just him. No, it wasn't. It wasn't just Kawhi Leonard. But you can't argue that he was an integral part and arguably the biggest piece to this team winning the NBA championship last season. Becoming NBA champions, it's something we'll never forget. And if anybody boos Kawhi Leonard, you're crazy. He brought us a championship. It's a moment we will never forget. So let the guy know that. Let Kawhi Leonard know that we appreciate what he did here. We wish he stayed. Obviously, that didn't happen. I understand he wanted to go home and play around family. I get that. I totally understand that. But now, as Fred VanVleet said, now you want to beat his butt. He used different words. I'm not going to use them. You guys know what Fred VanVleet said before Kawhi even signed with the Clippers. If he decides to go, we're just going to have to... you guys can put 2 and 2 together. And it's going to be a really good contest, guys, because a lot of people have said the Clippers are going to the NBA Finals, the Lakers are going to the NBA Finals. Those are the 2 teams that we've heard, from the Western Conference at least, that are going all the way. That's what we've heard since the offseason, since AD got traded to the Lakers, since Kawhi and Paul George teamed up with the Clippers. Since we heard the 2 things happen, those are the teams you've heard that are coming out of the Western Conference. That's all we've heard. From the East, we hear Milwaukee, you hear Boston, you hear Philly, you hear all that great stuff. And Toronto's obviously kind of around there, but we haven't seen this team hit full stride against good teams. And I think on Wednesday is a game this Raptor team really wants. I think I can speak for every Raptor player when they want to beat Kawhi. They want to beat the Clippers. Fred VanVleet said it himself. And I bet every Raptor player that was on that team last year feels the exact same way. They want to show Kawhi what he's missing. They want to show Kawhi what the Bucks showed Kawhi in that last game in Milwaukee. I mean, obviously, they're a much better ball club, in my opinion, than Toronto, just because of the way they are and the way they're playing, obviously. Look, they're 20-3. Anybody says, well, no, the Raptors are better. Let's just pump the brakes a bit, all right? Like, they're kind of killing everybody. But it's going to be an incredible night there on Wednesday, guys. I can't wait to see Kawhi back in Toronto. Obviously, it's going to be weird seeing him in a Clippers uniform in Toronto, but I hope everyone gives him an ovation. I hope everyone lets him hear that we are happy for him and not booing him like the San Antonio Spurs did, because that's not what we are, people. That's not what us as Toronto fans, Canada, that's not what we are. The guy brought us a championship. We haven't seen anything big like that since 1993. Since the Blue Jays won the World Series. In basketball, we've never seen it. So let Kawhi know that he was loved here. He will always be loved here, no matter what his choices were. All right? So what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video and you guys enjoyed this game today, let me reword that. You enjoyed the ending to this game today, because that was really the only good part. Smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your guys' thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. Who is your MVP in this one for the Raptors? It's a tough one. My toss-up is between Norman Powell and Marc Gasol. Those are my two guys for MVP in this one. I thought Gasol was incredible defensively. Powell was great offensively. They both made huge impacts for this team all night long. And they looked really, really strong tonight. All right, I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this game, your thoughts on the whole Kawhi Leonard situation there on Wednesday at Scotiabank Arena. And guys, Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Patreon account is down below. Guys, sign up, do all that great stuff on there. I really want to get more active on there, but you guys got to sign up for me to do that. So if you guys are interested, guys, the Patreon account is down below. Link is in the description. All right, and I will talk to you guys Leafs edition. It's gonna be tomorrow. I guess it's technically gonna be on Wednesday morning, but it'll be Tuesday night hockey game as the Leafs are in Vancouver taking on the Canucks. 10 o'clock puck drop. Frederik Andersen, Jacob Markstrom are the expected goaltenders in that game tomorrow night. All right, as the Buds look for back-to-back wins and look to build on that really good win in St. Louis. All right, and as for the Raptors, as we've talked about, their next game is at home against Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. Kawhi returns back to Toronto for the first time since winning the championship. It's going to be very interesting to see the ovation and the ring ceremony. I don't know if it's going to be a ceremony for Kawhi. I don't know how the heck they're going to do it, but I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see Kawhi again. I hope everyone gives him the ovation that he deserves. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.